welcome to our morning take. My name is Frank Johnson.
I'm Abraham Lawrence.
And I'm Nick Seaman.
The professor is in the house.
And our goal here is to describe for you the movie that is going on in our head and when we read the Bible. Today is Thursday. It's July. What is today? July the 27th.
Episode 144.
Episode 144. That is the square of 12, right? Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Good for you.
I should have asked you what the square root of 144 was. Robin, what's the square root of pi? Never mind. I
just remembered it.
That is hilarious.
What did Robin say? It's a heck of a time to ask me that.
Yeah. We're tied to this catapult that's going to throw us across Gotham. Oh, that's a great episode.
That's some great writing, let me tell you.
I don't even know where we're at now. We were talking a little off the air. If you're watching the live feed, you were listening to me talk a little bit about genetics. And like I said, I really wish Brandy was here. She has a degree in it. But she helped me out with middle school science. In 7th grade at CCA, we actually talk about recessive genes. Because that's what we have. We have recessive genes, and then we have, what's the other? I can't even, my brain is like, going crazy on me now. Dominant. So you have dominant and you have recessive. And, of course, if it's a black sheep, that has dominant genes. But in a black sheep usually has recessive genes in there. So after so many babies are born, it'll have a speckled sheep. It'll be some black and some white. It'll be a little of both. But back in this day, they tried to keep things as pure as they could. So recessive genetics weren't like a big thing. And we're going to learn from this story here that Jacob wants to change this. He wants to change this whole attitude about recessive and dominant genes because he just made this deal with Laban that anything speckled is going to be mine. And anything that's solid, you can have it.
Yeah.
And what does Laban think about this, Abe? Verse 14. What's it say in your version?
Verse 14.
Laban said, good. What's he say?
Did you say verse 14?
I think it's like in
34.
Yeah, 34.
Verse 34?
Mm-hmm.
And Laban said, behold, I would it might be according to thy word.
Yep. In other words, I'm good with that. If that's the way you want to do it. Yep. Because Laban knew that he would have more solid sheep than Jacob would. So then 35, Jacob gets right to his plan, doesn't he, Nick? He removed on that day the striped and spotted male goats and all the speckled and spotted female goats, every one with white in it, and all the black ones among the sheep. And he gave them into the care of his sons. And he put a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. Why did there have to be 3 days' journey between these flocks?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe if Laban figured out what was going on, it would be hard for him to catch up with him.
I believe that's definitely some of it, but some of it is just that Jacob also doesn't want any of Laban's sheep mating with his speckled goats. He needs that recessive gene trait to continue. Mm-hmm. And then he takes care of Laban's.
Maybe it had something to do with the usual mating time. He knew 3 days would give him enough leeway or something.
So Jacob's flock is always going to reproduce his flock.
Yeah.
It always will. Yeah. And Laban's every once in a while, his will too. And so literally at the end of the day, at the end of years of this, he's going to have a much bigger flock than Laban's ever going to have. And I don't know why Laban couldn't figure this out, but too bad. Yep. It's kind of like you didn't know that Leah had to marry her first. Oh, I forgot to tell you that.
Yeah, surprise.
Jacob's kind of pulling the same thing. Now he's kind of giving Laban a little of his own medicine back.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was reading this.
So this is kind of cool. So verse 37 says Jacob took fresh rods of poplar, and almond and plain, plane in the NASB, plain trees, whatever those are. Do you know?
Mine says almond and chestnut.
Oh, that's what they are.
Mine says hazel and chestnut.
How about that? I like hazelnuts, too. That's my favorite creamer. You reckon that's what they were? Abe, you look so serious over there.
I'm reading.
And peeled white stripes in them, exposing the white which was in the rods. He set the rods which he had peeled in front of the flocks in the gutters, even in the watering troughs where the flocks came to drink. And they mated, and when they came to drink, or they mated when they came to drink. So the flocks mated by the rods, and the flocks brought forth striped, speckled, and spotted. Jacob separated the lambs and made the flock face towards the stripe, and all the black in the flock of Laban. And he put his own herds apart and did not put them with Laban's flock. Moreover, whenever the stronger of the flock were mating, Jacob would place the rods in the sight of the flock in the gutters, so that they might mate by the rods. But when the flock was feeble, he did not put them in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger were Jacob's. So the man became exceedingly prosperous and had large flocks and female and male servants and camels and donkeys. So whether you understand the science behind any of this or not, whether any of that really made a lot of sense to you or not, at the end of the day, Jacob turned out to be way wealthier than Laban and had plenty of everything. Mm-hmm. Camels, female and male servants. What does that even mean? How is he having female and male servants? Where's he getting these guys from?
I'm wondering if when he's 3 days away or whatever, they come in looking for work to help him, and he takes me. Yeah, I'll make a contract with you, or something like that. Just give him a job.
And he probably needs more and more.
Yeah.
Bigger his flock, but he has 11 sons too. Well, Joseph's not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's filing his nails.
He's sitting at home with his little coat of many colors.
Yeah.
Having his little dreams.
Yeah. Could somebody come brush my hair like Abraham?
Don't step on my coat though.
Yeah, Abraham's laying on the couch like, could you get me a water on your way back? Like 3 steps from the kitchen. Like, seriously.
And as you've said, Abe, it's his favorite, so he can do whatever he wants to do.
Oh, absolutely.
If Jacob don't want to do anything, I mean, if Joseph doesn't want to do anything, Reuben has to do it all.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, so perfect example of favorites. So I'm walking through the kitchen, and I go, and he goes, could you get me a water? I'm like, get your own water. And then here's Kelly, oh, get my baby a water, please. Like, are you serious right now? Did you really just say that?
She is serious.
Yeah. She's got a little Jacob in her.
Yeah. So we're going to just start chapter 31 just a little bit because this is all still part of the same story. Jacob heard the words of Laban's sons saying, Jacob has taken away all that was our father's, and from what belonged to our father he has made all the wealth. Jacob saw the attitude of Laban, and behold, it was not friendly towards him as formerly. What's changed here, Abe?
Oh, a lot has changed. I mean, he can't profit off of him anymore.
No, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
It's like he's stealing from him.
Yeah,
He sort of is.
Yeah. What is it like? Turnabout is fair play? Is that what it is?
You agreed.
Yeah.
This was the agreement we made.
Yep.
Like he said, I didn't tell you that you would get Rachel first. I just said you'd get her.
Yeah.
I might as well give her to you, but after you marry Leah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, he got a taste of his own medicine, and he didn't like it at all.
I know.
And now that he only has a weak flock, he's only going to produce weak animals.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. This is the story, and they're not very happy with one another right now.
No, they are not.
I think it's time to go. So we're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow.